In teleSUR English, I'm Katrina Goss. We're now going live to Venezuela, where President Nicolas Maduro is set to speak on the occasion of Venezuela's Independence Day this Monday, July 5th.
We'll be here while there are empires in the world which want to be hegemonic and to violate the self-determination of the peoples. Independence is a dynamic act, a moving act, permanent moving act. We can say from Venezuela, who have fought during 2 centuries, independence is a permanent fight for dignity and for the existence of the human beings in these lands. Independence is carried out every day. Is defended every day. It is built every day. Today we can say, Mr. General, that 210 years after that, the independence, we can say to our fatherlands, to General Francisco de Miranda, who fostered independence 210 years ago, we can say to the liberating father, Bolívar, 210 years after the Independence Day, we can celebrate the act of declaring independence, that act of bravery. We can celebrate it in a free land, a rebel land, sovereign land. We can celebrate it here standing with a calm mind and soul. We can celebrate it in peace, exerting our will, exerting our sovereignty, our beloved sovereignty in our land, in our beloved land. We could say it 210 years ago, when our Commander-in-Chief and President Hugo Rafael Chávez Frías carried out the acts of the 200 years of the independence in 2011. And 10 years after that, how many things we have gone through, how many tests, the strength of our own existence, the strength of our dignity and our independence, how many tests we have faced, how many tests we have overcome. To be here today and say before the peoples of the world, and to look to our people and to celebrate today, July the 5th, 2021, that Venezuela is a united country in peace, sovereign and independent. Our soul gets bigger and our body is energized when we say we have motherland, a motherland to dedicate our lives, to defend with our lives, a motherland to build a future. As the Liberator said, after facing treason, the killing attempts in Santander, the treason in Quito, Caracas, Lima, as the Liberator said, and our commander Chávez always repeated, independence, that common good. After so many fights, even Commander Hugo Chávez wrote it with his own handwriting in one of the fundamental goals of the Motherland Plan, and he wrote, to defend, to guarantee, and to develop the independence as a common good to achieve the other goods. As Bolivar was not wrong, Chavez was not wrong, and today we are not wrong when we say to have defended the independence of the state and the Venezuelan nation. All that allow us today to conquer, to recover, and to reconquer all the social rights and economic rights that the criminal sanctions have vulnerated against our people. It allows us not only to dream about the recovery of the well-being state built, but to act and to continue with that path. That's why I say to celebrate the independence today, 210 years after the Independence Day. It is a commitment to restore the well-being state built during all these years of Bolivarian revolution. To recover the economy of our country, to defeat the criminal sanctions, and to fight the ways of sustainable development and a strong development of the entire economic apparatus to satisfy the needs of the people, and to generate wealth to be invested in the right of work and the right of the life of the people of Venezuela. That's the commitment of all of us. That's the commitment of all those who love Venezuela, of all those who feel the history of Venezuela as a living history, of all those who feel Bolivar beating in the hearts of all these soldiers and officers that today will march, demonstrate the military power of our motherland. How glorious has been the battle, how glorious has been the resistance of our people, how glorious has been the history of Venezuela, how glorious and huge has been the Bolivarian vision to have an entire continent free, united, independent, building its own path. Local oligarchies have achieved momentaneously to separate the paths for our peoples. The criminal oligarchy in Bogota has achieved for now to separate the paths of two sister nations, Colombia and Venezuela. The oligarchies that still have the economic and political power, they still have it, at least for now, but it is not for. It will end. In some countries in Latin America and the Caribbean, they have imposed their vision, their disintegrating vision against the Union of Latin America. They have imposed their vision subordinated to the empire. But we are sure, we are certain that sooner than later there will be a new wave of emancipation and liberation of the peoples of Latin America and the Caribbean, and the Venezuelan people will be in the front line, saying, "Long life to Bolivar, long life to the independence, long life to Francisco de Miranda, long life to the Venezuelan motherland, long life to the great motherland." You are authorized to initiate and to end this civic military parade demonstration of the power of the Venezuelan nation. Please go ahead. Go ahead.
Se hace todos los días, se construye todos los días, podemos decir.
We're watching here live images from Caracas, from just close to the Tuna Fort, which is a military complex and a military academy in Caracas, and this is the Paseo Los Próceres, which is an avenue dedicated to Venezuela's independence heroes. This is the traditional march that we see on July 5th, which is celebrated as the anniversary of Venezuela's independence. In 1811, Venezuela's Declaration of Independence was made, and this date celebrates that enactment. It made the country the first Spanish colony in South America to declare its independence. The day is also marked as National Armed Forces Day, to honour the service of all the serving men and women and veterans of the National Bolivarian Armed Forces of Venezuela. This is a national holiday which is usually spent with family and friends, while outdoor and indoor activities are held to mark the important date. In the morning, the National Assembly always holds a special session to honour the holiday, wherein the Declaration of Independence is publicly read out in remembrance of the work of the deputies of the Constituent Congress of 1811, who made the declaration possible. The date traditionally sees a huge military parade, as we're seeing here, which ever since Hugo Chavez came to power has included a civil segment as part of the civil military union that was established in the country under the Bolivarian Revolution. The parade's guest of honour is the President in his constitutional role as Commander-in-Chief of the National Bolivarian Armed Forces of Venezuela, and we saw Maduro speaking there, and many state officials attend the event, which is broadcast live across Venezuelan television. We're watching here live scenes from Caracas as Venezuela marks its Independence Day.
174 generales de división, vicealmirantes, generales de brigada y contraalmirantes han ascendido al grado superior inmediato en esta fecha heroica y destacada para la República Bolivariana de Venezuela, donde la Fuerza Armada Nacional Bolivariana ha ratificado el carácter antiimperialista y anticolonialista del cuerpo castrense. Este 5 de julio de 1811, Venezuela se convirtió en la primera nación en independizarse del dominio español, cuando representantes de 7 provincias del país se unieron para acabar con la monarquía española y posteriormente firmaron el Acta de Declaración de Independencia en Venezuela. El presidente constitucional de la República Bolivariana de Venezuela, Nicolás Maduro Moros, ha destacado: ¡viva la patria! Hace 210 años sellamos el destino rebelde de nuestra historia al declarar a esta tierra sagrada libre e independiente. Somos la voz de los libertadores que no vacilaron en decir basta de colonialismo. Seremos libres y dignos, cueste lo que cueste. Citando las palabras del libertador Simón Bolívar en su discurso ante la sociedad patriótica previo a la firma del Acta de Independencia, destacaba: ¿qué nos importa que España venda a Bonaparte sus esclavos o que los conserve si estamos resueltos a ser libres? Esas dudas son tristes efectos de las antiguas cadenas, que los grandes proyectos deben prepararse con calma. 300 años de calma no bastan. La Junta Patriótica respeta como debe al Congreso de la Nación, pero el Congreso debe oír a la Junta Patriótica, centro de luces de todos los intereses revolucionarios. Pongamos sin temor la piedra fundamental de la libertad suramericana. Vacilar es perdernos. El libertador Simón Bolívar batalló por la libertad de Bolivia, Ecuador, Panamá, América toda. Por eso siempre estaremos del lado correcto de la historia, Ha destacado el comandante de la Fuerza Armada Nacional Bolivariana, Nicolás Maduro Moros, también al recordar la gesta heroica e independentista del libertador Simón Bolívar.
We're watching live images here from Caracas, where a military parade, a civil military parade, is being held to mark the date of Venezuela's Independence Day, July 5th. Let's go over some of the history. On the 5th of July, 1811, 7 of the 10 provinces of the Captaincy General of Venezuela declared their independence in the Venezuelan Declaration of Independence. The First Republic of Venezuela was lost in 1812 following the 1812 Caracas earthquake and the 1812 Battle of La Victoria. Simón Bolívar led an admirable campaign to retake Venezuela, establishing the Second Republic of Venezuela in 1813. You should recall that Simón Bolívar is recognized not only in Venezuela but across South America as one of the key figures of the independence struggles against Spanish colonialism.
Triunfal de esta batalla para decir somos libres y soberanos para siempre. Día de gloria en el desfile de Unión Cívico-Militar Conjunto, Día de la Fuerza Armada Nacional Bolivariana y de la instalación de nuestra primera república contenida en la Declaración del 5 de julio de 1810 y Día del
And as we watch the military civil parade in Caracas, this is the Paseo Los Próceres, which is an avenue dedicated to Venezuela's independence heroes. We now conclude this special coverage. We heard there the live statement of the Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro on the occasion of the 210th anniversary of the Declaration of Venezuela's independence from Spain this Monday, July 5th. We'll continue to provide you coverage of the events on this special day for Venezuela. For teleSUR English, I'm Katrina Goss, and thank you for watching.